One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.
So give us some background. I think a number of people around the nation probably recognize that University of Texas Rio Grande Valley is a new institution. Obviously, there's new marks and logos associated with you guys, but this backstory is really intriguing. So give us like the Cliff Notes version of how UTRGV came to be.
Well, the Cliff Notes version is a little tough to do on an 18-month process, but I'll do my best. The University of Texas Rio Grande Valley was created by the Texas legislature back in 2013. It was a unique, probably time in the history of the UT system where you had two institutions, University of Texas Brownsville, which had NEI athletics, and then University of Texas Pan American on the Edinburgh campus, which had Division I athletics. Both were abolished as institutions, and they created a new institution called the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. And how that came about was you had a chancellor with the UT system that had grown up in the Rio Grande Valley. You had two senior administrators in the chancellor's office, and then you had a very prominent board of trustee who had all grown up in the Rio Grande Valley. And so what they wanted to do was to take a look at how they could actually elevate this entire region and the university itself, the universities itself, to become one major university. And so we had both presidents at both UTB and UTPA had worked with the UT system and the chancellor's office in coming forward with this new idea of one institution. Edinburgh was 80,000 residents, and Brownsville was probably closer to about 100,000 residents, and both are on border towns. And so we were in the Upper Valley in the Edinburgh campus, and then they were in the Lower Valley. And so what happened was they basically abolished both institutions, came up with a new university, and they were able to do that based off of what's called the Permanent University Fund, which is it's a public endowment that contributes support to both the UT system as well as the Texas A&M University system. And they allocated $500 million for the transition into this new university, including starting a brand new school of medicine here in the fall of 2016.
Some of us have read or seen, and I've covered it in D1 Tigger a little bit, a lot of numbers surrounding this transition for you, but rattle off like some of the most, high profile or key points of change for the institution and how that's impacted athletics.
Well, UTPA was right around 21,000 students. University of Texas Brownsville was 8,000 students. There was actually a number of other campuses between both campuses. So with the emergence of UTRGV, we went over 29,000 students this past fall. We have 6 campuses that range, anywhere from the upper to the lower valley. It's a very big region. I think it's the 5th or 6th largest region within the state of Texas. UTRGV now is the 8th largest university in the state of Texas, and I believe when we get into the fall, we will be the 4th largest within the UT system. And we're only one of 2 institutions when we start this fall to have actually a medical school on our campus, the other being UT Austin. So it's a really exciting time for the region and for all the communities. And, what's unique for athletics is we are not just Edinburgh's athletic program any longer. We are now the Rio Grande Valley, which has a population of 1.3 million people.
How do you feel like that population and those who may have previously been aligned with or interested in the Brownsville athletic department, NAI in affiliation, but has that been a pretty easy transition to educate the marketplace, or is that still a challenge for you guys?
Well, I think it's a challenge. You got to remember, UTPA up until 3 years ago was an independent for 15 years. If you're Notre Dame and BYU, you absolutely can be successful as an independent, but UTPA kind of just dwindled for a number of years out there, just trying to kind of maintain a Division I athletic program. And what I inherited in regards to budget and facilities and various things, we were actually building our program up and kind of tippy-toeing up to be able to get into the Western Athletic Conference like we did 3 years ago. But now that we have an entire region behind us, I think there's a great deal of excitement about this university and what the School of Medicine and the research and the potential down the road when we get to about 35,000 students and being a Tier 1 research academic institution. I think there is a resurgence within this community or communities in regards to all facets of this university, but in particular, athletics, as we are arguably the most visible marketing tool for this university, which is just not on Edinburgh's campus, it's the entire region.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.